Controversy list. Why does this cartoon, that cartoon right there, have people in Mexico up in arms? They are calling it desecration of their flag. How would you behave? How would you respond, they are asking, if they did this to the American Stars and Stripes? Interesting question, interesting controversy. That's why it's number one. We'll be right back. So what is the number one story on our controversy list tonight? Welcome back, everyone. I'm Rick Sanchez. It involves something that makes people mad. No matter what country you're from, we as Americans don't like it when somebody desecrates our flag, and neither do Mexicans. Case in point, this political cartoon. Take a look at this. The cartoonist is a man named Daryl Cagle. Look what he drew. This is a Mexican flag. You see it's all shot up, riddled with bullets, right? And then there's a bullet hole right in the chest of the Mexican symbol, the eagle, and you can see the blood that's underneath the head of the eagle as he's turned upside down. Well, some people in Mexico are saying this is ridiculous. They shouldn't do something like this. It's disrespectful. It's desecration. He's gotten a bunch of responses on his blog. And by the way, so have we. Just checking our own tweets here on CNN, on our own Twitter board. No, Rick, that's not right. It's not right at all. People shouldn't deface anybody's flag, even left-wingers, when they do it to the American flag, killing any flag. Why won't people in this world realize you should never treat people that way? So this is a serious topic. By the way, I want you to hear now, as we're going through some of our own tweets, what Mr. Cagle said himself. Here it is.
The mail I've been getting from readers has been pretty evenly split. Some of them think the cartoon portrays their feelings, and half of them think it's insulting to a national symbol of Mexico. I get a lot of mail from people saying that I should treat symbols of other countries with the same respect that I would a religion, and I wouldn't draw the Prophet Muhammad, so I should treat the Mexican flag the same way as the Prophet Muhammad, which I think is ridiculous, because I do have a lot more respect for religion than I do for nationalist symbols, and it's the job of an editorial cartoonist to criticize nations and governments.
Rafael Romo is joining us now. He's our chief Latin affairs correspondent. This is interesting. You talked to him, right?
Exactly.
Does he give you any sense of remorse over what he's done? Because there's a lot of people who say, look, you shouldn't do that to people's flags.
Not necessarily. He says, I was just doing my job. The job of a cartoonist is to try to convey a message with no words or very few words and tell people about a reality, and that's what he says he was doing here.
It doesn't matter if it's offensive. That's interesting. Well, let's listen to what else he said. Here's another soundbite we got that you offered up for us. Here it is.
Editorial cartoonists are kind of like poets. We strive to make cartoons that are simple and use visual metaphors that people are going to understand in a very simple statement, hopefully with no words. The best cartoons have no words. And all I was looking to do here is make a statement that the violence in Mexico is terrible and make it visually compelling.
If you're a Hispanic American, especially Mexican these days, you do feel perhaps more put upon than Hispanics have been in this country in quite a long time. Does he understand why some people south of the border might be a little bit defensive about this at this particular time?
I think that it's very difficult to see exactly what the Mexican flags mean to Mexicans. When you grow up and people tell you that it's almost sacred, you don't touch it, you don't wear it, it's a symbol that you're supposed to salute. It's not something that you put on papers. But then at the same time, I see his point, and the reality is that more than 28,000 people have died in Mexico because of the drug wars in the last 4 years. So there is a problem, and reality is that it's there. We cannot hide it.
It's an interesting point of view. Thanks so much for doing that interview with us. We appreciate it. That is a very controversial story, and I'm sure we haven't heard the last of it as well. Thanks, Rafael.